Hey there guys, Tim here from Candid TV. So today I'm going to tell you about this Asakuki projector here. So the company sent this over for me so I could take a look at it. So this is pretty cool. So this is a brand new projector release. So we're going to take a look at it here. I'm going to show you kind of what it looks like, what to expect, go over all the features. So stay tuned. So guys, as far as the specs, this is a native 1080p projector. It supports 4K, but natively it's going to be 1080p. It's 400 anti-lumens. So it's about on par with, kind of what to expect in this bracket of projectors. You're gonna get the best picture from, a completely dark room with this. It's got dual band Wi-Fi, both 5G and 2.4G that you can connect to. So that's nice because, 5G typically is faster than 2.4G speeds. This also has Bluetooth 5.1. So I was able to hook this up to a Bluetooth speaker. That's always nice to be able to do before you have to do line in and things like that. So having that Bluetooth connection, and with where we're at right now with like that 5.1 technology, as long as you don't have like an older speaker that's maybe like Bluetooth 4.0 or something like that. In my testing, I haven't really had any noticeable lag with using a speaker and this projector with a Bluetooth 5.0 or above. That being said, it does have two 5-watt speakers on board and they sound pretty good. Honestly, I was able to, disconnect my speaker from this, and just listening to those speakers on board there, if you're using this in a, regular sized room, you're not really gonna have any issues, but definitely if you wanna get better sound quality, that Bluetooth connection allows you to do that and pair it to anything. So in all the testing that I did, you're gonna see here, this is a 100-inch diagonal screen, so that's what I used. Getting this set up properly is really the biggest key to getting a good picture out of it. You ideally wanna have it as level as possible. You do have 15 degrees of manual keystone correction, vertical keystone if you need that, but if you could really get this dialed in and straight on at your wall or your projector screen, that's going to give you the best quality. You also have a zoom function where you could zoom it down to 75% if you wanted to. The other big thing is this has two HDMI ports. I'll show you here kind of a little bit of like the unboxing footage and stuff so you can kind of see everything. But in my opinion, having the two HDMI ports is pretty big. You don't always get that in comparable models. Sometimes there's just one. And while that's not a huge problem, it does make things a lot easier when you're trying to use multiple sources. Like if you want to have this hooked up to, say, a Nintendo Switch or hooked up to a PlayStation, Xbox, then you could also have like a Roku player or something like that hooked up to it. It just makes it very easy to switch between a couple different devices at once. So that's really nice. The company talks about having their Asakuki smart engine in here, kind of like their chip. So they say that helps with color and helps with making sure kind of losing less reflection and stuff with the picture. I'd say the picture quality on this is pretty good. Like I said, native 1080p, and I'm pretty happy with it. It's kind of what I expected to get from this type of model. You can see here, this is all native 1080p footage that, I'm actually inputting to the projector, and yeah, it looks pretty good. You can see like even zoomed in on some of the text and thumbnails and stuff like that. You can see what that looks like. So that's super zoomed in. That's at a 3x zoom. And if I zoom back out, then you can actually see kind of what it looks like from about the 9 feet, 10 feet away, which is about where I was. So important thing to note, that's kind of how you adjust the size of the picture. This is a model where basically the further back you have it, the bigger picture it's gonna be. And the closer it is, then you're gonna have a smaller picture. So like I said, I was roughly about 9.5, 10 feet away, I'd say. And that's what allowed me to fill up my 100-inch diagonal projection screen. So if you're using this outside, you could definitely do this on a sheet or do it on the side of the house even. But yeah, the further away you bring it, it's gonna give you a bigger picture. You might not have as concentrated of a light in a picture, so you might get to a point where you're losing a little bit of quality that way, but that's kind of how you explain that. And guys, this is an LED light source, so what that means is they rate this for 30,000 hours. So if you're not really accustomed with the modern projectors, everyone thinks before, kind of back to the days where you had the bulbs you had to replace and they were expensive and all that kind of stuff. The bulb on this really should not be dying anytime soon. So you should get plenty of use out of this. And if you do the math and about how many hours you'd even be watching per day, usually that's years before the rating on this is really coming into account and that bulb is supposed to die. So guys, you can also cast then. Like I said, this has 5G and 2.4G networks, but you can also cast then through Miracast for Android. You can also cast with iOS devices. And I kind of showed you real quick here how to get into that. It's within the settings menu, and then it kind of tells you how you're going to connect to the networks and connect that way to your phone. So that's kind of how you can cast. And just be mindful, that's gonna definitely vary depending on your Wi-Fi network. So as long as you got a good connection, you're gonna have good results with that. But if you're having any choppiness or lagging, it could be because of your internet quality or your bandwidth. It's very versatile. It's small enough that you can move this around from room to room. You know, you could take this with you. You get a great carrying case with this, which you can kind of see here from my unboxing unboxing and everything. And having those two HDMI ports, you can connect a ton of different devices to this, so it makes it really easy to use. So guys, I think honestly this is a great option for kids, adults, you know, whether you're using this for movie nights, your family movie nights, you know, kids and sleepovers, things like that. There's a lot of different uses that you can use this for. But overall, it's a great entry into the projector space, and it's relatively budget friendly. So guys, there's gonna be an affiliate link down there below in the description. That does help me out if you purchase through there, so I'd appreciate it. And if you like projectors and home audio, I do all kinds of reviews and content focusing on that category, so please subscribe. Thank you for watching with me here today, and I'll see you on the next one.